Welcome to the final episode of my practice walkthrough of Dark Souls 3. And it is time for the final boss. So before you want to go ahead and take on the final boss, you want to do a couple of things. First, go ahead and just do a run through. Make sure all the NPCs that are supposed to be gone are gone. Make sure you wrapped up those quest lines. They are gone. Our fire bro is here and he's not going to leave. Same with Carla. She is here all the way through the end game. And they're both here after we beat the game as well. And then here's Yuria. Okay.
Be safe.
So buy anything that you want, but those three are going to stay along with the blacksmith. So you don't have to worry about those, but do run around. Make sure you checked all the boxes. Make sure that you did go ahead and follow along and get all the stuff that we talked about getting. Double checking, do I want any upgrades? I do not. Okay, so last chance to upgrade your weapon before the final boss. Well, not technically your last chance, but you know. Go ahead, refresh on your green blossoms. And then I'm going to get a final level, so I'm at 88 right now. You should be a much higher level. You should be around 110. You don't have to be that high. The final boss is not the hardest boss in the game by my estimate. So we did end up 30, 30, 30, 30. So we got 5 points more to go in Vigor, 5 points more to go in Endurance, and 10 more in Strength and Dex. That's okay. We will pick those up when we take on the DLCs, so I'm not too worried about we are going to go ahead and transpose the soul that we got for the Nameless King. So the Nameless King soul, it actually gives you three things. So you can either get the Dragon Slayer Sword Spear, which is very, very nice. Has faith and dex scaling. The Storm Curved Sword, which I believe does the worst damage out of all the curved swords. So, not that one, I would say. And Lightning Storm, which has been used on a number of one-shot builds by YouTubers, and so it's pretty strong as an overall miracle. I am going to pick the Dragon Slayer Sword Spear, but if you already know that you are going to respec your character at the end of the game, and you're going to be a miracle guy, and you think that you want Lightning Storm, go ahead and pick it up. I just know that I won't. Also, just so you know, this is really good in PvE. In PvP, people tend to dodge it now because too many people put out videos of one-shot builds. But I'm going to grab the Sword Spear. It's going to be it. So, now we are going to go ahead and initiate the end game. The way you do that is you go from throne to throne, and you just drop off the Cinders of the Lord. You could have done this up to this point. I just did not. I held on to them because I don't want to initiate like the movement to the final boss before I'm totally ready. Come up here, Cinders of the Lord, boom. He sat on his throne one way or another. Oh. Go, and Yorm. Awesome. So now at this point, wait. I missed one. I thought I went ahead and dropped off these guys. So once you drop the last one off, she's going to start walking. As I said, don't do this until you are totally ready to go into the boss. But offer Cinders, Lord, and then here she is going to start walking right out to the middle. What is this? Oh. Give me my stuff back. Okay. Here we are. So you can talk to her.
All thanks to the Ashen One, and let the law a true. Farewell, mayst thou.
Kneel. Make sure you fix up your fashion before you go ahead and kneel. And we are going to let the cutscene play.
Noble lords of Cinder, the fire fades. And the lords go without thrones. Surrender your fires to the true heir. Let her grant death to the old gods of Lordran, deliverers of the first flame.
Okay, so I do love that final cutscene. It really is. It's just super awesome in my opinion. So I go ahead, light this bonfire, though you super don't have to. Come over here, and this is the Drag Heap. One of the 2 DLCs begins in the Drag Heap, and so it's very modeled after this. I do think parts of the Drag Heap probably needed to have been the first DLC. People were very upset with it in 2017, but now in 2020 we don't have that problem. Go ahead, teleport with that one. Now it's time to talk about the final boss. So, first things first, we have Soul of Cinder as the final boss. He's weak to lightning and dark, resistance to fire, bleed, poison, and toxic, right? So, this fire right here will take us to the Drag Heap. That is the DLC. We don't want to go there just yet. I'll light this, and I'm going to show you a couple of the summon signs you have available to you in this fight. It's a 2-phase fight, 2 health bars in fact. You drop the health bar all the way down, and that initiates phase 2. There's a big old explosion that you want to get the hell away from. Okay, here's the first one. Lundor Pale Shade. And I would recommend that if you are going to go in here, Lundor Pale Shade's probably the way to do it. And then the other summon sign, Yuria. Yuria is a beast, but I would recommend the Lundor Pale Shade because Lundor Pale Shade does dark damage, and dark is, and this boss is weak to dark. So there you can see him off in the distance. So in the first phase, he cycles between a curved sword user, a great sword user, a spear user, and a mage. I like the great sword moveset the most. I think it's the easiest to deal with, but regardless, we're gonna get in. So this is one of the fights that I did mention. You know, you have a couple summons available. I think it's much easier to do it myself, so I'm gonna go in there by myself. But if you do it once, you don't like it, you want to bring in a friend, I would recommend the Lundor Pale Shade, but feel free to take in Yuria just for fun. But yep. Okay. I checked my list. We are totally good, and you can try to optimize for fire damage. I don't think there's any need to. I'm just gonna go in with my full black iron set. Same setup as before. Yeah. Ooh, I would recommend go ahead, throw a divine blessing on. You are fighting final boss. Why not use it? So go ahead, pop my green blossom. Let's get into the fight. Okay. Here he comes. He's modeled after Gwyn in this time. Okay, as you can see, he doesn't do too much damage. He does build it up. Go ahead, just back up to heal and close with him. Oof. Just, you're basically trying to roll around him. Fortunately, and then that's how he swaps. He's a mage now. You want to try to beat on him as a mage. He does have all the danger spells, as you can see. He has that one. And he has a souped up version of that. Those things around his head, that's the spear now. I'm just gonna drink in his face. Oh, and he used that. So those crystal soul things, they're not gonna go away. Okay, they shouldn't come back now. Oh no. They keep coming back. I promise that they shouldn't be continuing to come back. And honestly, they're what's making this fight tough right now. I keep expecting them to go away, and they're not. Oh, and he is getting a heal on. When he staggers, you can't riposte him, but you can get a few hits in. Now, using Perseverance in this fight works just fine. I'm going to persevere into killing him. Once you knock all his health out, you want to go ahead and space this fight on out. Drink yourself on up back to full health, take another green blossom. Now, when he holds his sword up, oof, just roll past that, that's not a problem. When he does that, you want to start running away. Try to time your rolls. It ends on an explosion. Now you can get back in. Oof. Could have rolled that. That was such a slow slam. So it can either slam down, he can either throw it at you, or throw it into the sky. But as you can see, we do absolutely massive damage to him. So like, this fight is not drawn out because we are oh so scared. So he's going to throw this up into the sky, and we're just going to start rolling to the side. As long as you roll to the side, it should all miss you. It will probably kill you if you let it all hit you. Just kind of a beefy attack. Oh! As you can see, you get thrown up into the air if you get hit by... Oh! And then you get caught with the explosion. If you get caught in it, just double chug, you'll be just fine. No! And there's the grab. You're supposed to roll the grab. So now this should slow him down. But it doesn't matter. And he's dead. Really, it's you damage him a ton. He can hit pretty hard, but as long as you've leveled up your health and you're wearing beefy armor, you shouldn't have any problem with him. Just get used to his moveset and go ahead, knock him out. Especially when you're rocking the Black Knight sword like we are. It just does too much damage to him. So, now, as I've said, there are 4 endings to this game, and all 4 of them are available to us. Unfortunately, we actually took one of them away from ourselves. So you can light the bonfire to link the first flame, but because we did all that work to become the Lord of Hollows, that ending will play instead. The other thing is you can summon the Firekeeper. Summoning the Firekeeper is 2 of the 4 endings. You can either go with her, steal the flame, or you can steal the flame from the world and then, like, you attack her. You have like 3 to 5 seconds to move after their cutscene plays, and if you attack her, in that time, it'll play an additional cutscene where you like stamp her face into the ground and take it from her. It's really mean, and I don't like doing it at all. Yeah, I don't like it. Anyway, because yeah, just because we've already, I'm doing a refined walkthrough, and I'm going to do this walkthrough again. I think we will bypass linking the first flame, and instead we are just going to summon the Firekeeper. And we're going to get that ending so that I can demonstrate it. Oh, but... I don't know. That might ruin the walkthrough. Anyway, we're just going to link the first flame and let the Lord of Hollows ending play. Make sure that you do straighten up any armor issues that you have before letting this play. You don't want to look like a nerd in the cutscene. So. So right there, that was him taking it in, but instead of the flame consuming him, the 8 rings of hollowing that we have protected us. Now at this point, we are essentially a god. There's a time of darkness upon the world. But we're a god at this point. We are as powerful as a being could possibly be in the world. There is 2 of the 3 sisters, Yuria, sister, and then her other sister we will meet in one of the DLCs.
Gracious Lord, make London whole.
As you can see, we are now being worshipped as a god, and it's a very cool ending. It's definitely the hardest ending to get. Okay. So at this point, we've completed the base game, and all that is left is the DLC. You do not want to begin Journey 2, so select No. A couple of things before we start the new game. First of all, Titanite Slab is available for purchase from the Shrine Maiden. We do want to double check where Yuria was, because she might disappear after this. She shouldn't, and she usually doesn't for me, but she can. Always just make sure to come over. So, I think she disappears if you choose another ending, even after setting her ending up, and then you need to go grab her items. You can kill all of these. I will come out with a list of things to do before your second playthrough, but we're going to finish the DLCs first. So we do want to go ahead, buy our slab. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Go ahead, buy our Titanite slab. Don't wait on that. You don't want to forget to buy it. Start a second playthrough. You want all the slabs you can get, so you can get all the max weapons that you want. Okay. Go ahead, come over here. So begin transposition. So for the Soul of the Lords, or Soul of Cinder, you can either get the Firelink Greatsword, which is meh, but we can basically use it now, or you can get the Sunlight Spear. Quite frankly, I would recommend getting the Sunlight Spear, and I'm gonna do it. It's better if you want to do a miracle build. It's a good miracle. So anyway, back on out. You want to switch your actions, pick up the item. That is the Skull Ring. Go ahead and demonstrate that for you. So the Skull Ring makes it easier to be detected by enemies. So if you threw on the Calamity Ring and the Skull Ring, tried to do a playthrough of this game, I mean, that would be a really bad time. That would be hilarious, but it would be a really, really, really bad time. Yeah. Let me look at my list. We bought the slab. We got the boss weapon. We got the skull ring. Yep. So from this point, we are going to go ahead and level on up.
I am a very well then take.
I do like the Firekeeper's quest a little bit more. I think that's the true ending of this game. Okay. So at this point, we have 2 options. And in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. We're going to go back to the kiln of the first flame. I'm going to unlock the Dreg Heap, but we are going to probably do Ashes of Ariandel first. Just because, yeah, actually I will. I'm going to do Ashes of Ariandel first. In my opinion, the first part of the Dreg Heap DLC should be the first part of all the DLCs, then Ashes of Ariandel, and then the final part of the Dreg Heap DLC, but whatever. I don't get to decide these things. Anyway, we're gonna go just get the first bonfire in the drag heap, just so it's all unlocked and we, you know, don't have to do anything funky to make sure it's done. And if you run into the final bosses of Ashes of Ariandel and you find it really, really hard, then you can work your way through the other DLC along with me, and it'll just make it a little bit easier. You know, you'll get more levels, you just level up your character, be a little bit beefier, get some cool items. There are a lot of cool weapons in both of these DLCs, but nothing better than the Black Knight sword. Awesome. So, as I said, this is the drag heap, and you can tell it's just everything all stacked up on top of each other. Ooh, and ignore that. Ignore that. Ignore all of this. We will come back. So, this is the drag heap. Then we are going to travel to Snowfield. Interesting note is if you do not ever talk to the Red Cloak to get into Ashes of Ariandel, you can actually go through the entire drag heap area, beat the final boss, then that dude is gone, and you have to go into the church and you will find just a scrap of the painting sitting on a mantle where he is. Just an interesting thing to note about the progression. Okay, so one thing I always do right at the start is that guy talking, my very own home now, I like to kill him. He seems a little too happy, and I am a bad person, so die. Point down. Okay. There's no reason for that. You can totally let him live. I just don't like him. Only the mighty may proceed. Well, fortunately, I am mighty. So, it's going to be the end of this one. Next episode will be the beginning of the DLCs. Congratulations on making it through the base game of Dark Souls 3. And I hope to catch you guys next time with the DLCs. So, thanks for watching.